Hello there, my name is Zeddikus. I am a tournament organizer for the Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer community and the creator of Boss Hunter and 1 Hour Challenge. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys how to set up Boss Hunter and how to generally route a Boss Hunter seed, because a lot of people are struggling with the bosses themselves and how to gear yourself up to fight said bosses, because shotguns are a little bit different than your traditional randomizer. So the first thing you're going to have to do is you need OpenKH just like any other randomizer mod. You need the GOA. You need the Lua library. You should have the Lua library anyways for the soft reset and autosave mods, but you should have these. This is an optional mod, the cutscene skipper, but everyone plays with it, so you should also have it. It's the Sonic Shadow Silver 2 / cutscene skipper. I will link this in the description, as well as the link for the mod pack, which we're going to install right now. So to play Bunter, you need a mod pack, and this mod pack actually has all the files you would need to be able to play Boss Hunter. It is Zeddikus 60 / bunter mod pack. Inside this mod pack is all the files you would need to play. So if you do open mod folder, as you can see here, there's more than just the traditional Lua files that the mod loads to do the things in the game. You have the bunter generator preset, the bunter grid tracker, the override enemies, and override locations yamls. These are all extremely important. The first thing you're going to want to do is you are going to want to take this bunter generator preset JSON, and you are going to want to go to your tracker, go to grid tracker. The grid tracker will pop up, and that is going to be this thing. I already have it set up, but to load it, you go to grid settings. Oh, I'm sorry, no. You go to seeds, load card settings, and then you go to the mod folder, this one right here. What's easier is you can move the file out of the folder onto what I like to do is I like to put it in my seed generator directory, as you can see right here. So I'm just going to do that. That's the wrong preset file, but you guys know what I mean. So you just load the grid tracker JSON, and it will load this bingo board. You have to load this exact JSON to have the same board as other people. There are secondhand JSONs floating around in the community right now. Some of them are compatible, some of them are not. Make sure that you have the correct JSON so you have the correct seed with your fellow racers. Okay, so the next thing that's in this mod pack is actually oh my, I am so disorganized right now, sorry. It is this generator preset. You want to put this in your generator presets folder, which is wherever you installed a randomizer. You go to presets and you just dump it right in here. Replace file in a destination if you already have it, because it might have gotten updated. And there it goes. The next thing is these override YAML files. These override YAML files are extremely important. You have to have these in the same directory as your seed generator. So again, let's go to the seed generator. And as you can see, I have override enemies and load override locations YAML in here. And I am going to replace the files in the destination. You have to have these, because these overrides are what allows us to have the boss randomization we need to play a seed. With all that setup done, now you just have to install a seed. So you go to the generator, load your bunter generator preset. I know I have a lot of presets, sorry. For the sake of demonstration, since this is more of a routing guide than a boss guide, I do plan on running a couple of seeds demonstrating different boss strategies later. I am actually going to turn off crit bonuses. Now, obviously in the tournament you don't mess with this. In other crit races, you don't mess with this. I'm simply doing this for demonstration purposes. But if you load the preset, everything you would need is here. and then you just hit generate seed. Again, do not uncheck this unless you are playing beginner boss hunter, which is a completely separate category because, you know, beginner and crit are different difficulties. But if you're playing beginner boss hunter, this uncheck is the only thing you have to do. But in most cases, you'll be playing crit boss hunter probably. While this is generating, you can set up your card and stuff. You can do things like custom backgrounds with the tracker and all that other jazz. Before you load the seed into the tracker, you have to enable 1 hour mode changes. Is under this options tab. It will be unchecked. Check it. You have to do that. That's because without that, you will not get hints for bosses, which are very important when routing boss hunter. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this and load my mod in. Here's another crucial step that a lot of people tend to miss. When you generate a seed and you are ready to play, the bunter-modpack goes at the very top of the mod load order, above everything else. This is because there are overrides in the mod pack for the actual seed itself. So now we're just going to build and run. And I believe that should take care of any setup. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. I do stream as well. Feel free to come and ask questions in my stream. So let's get this show on the road. Oh, I also forgot. You also want to load the seed in just like any other randomizer seed once you have all that set up. So hint loading, load KHD randomizer seed, bada bing, bada boom. This is what it should look like. You should have no visit unlocks in this bottom part. And you should have spoiler hints, bosses hint home in the top right-hand corner of the tracker. I know you can't see it on my overlay, but that's what it will say in the top right-hand corner underneath the minimize, expand, and X windows. All right. Make sure you auto track. Always auto track. Options start auto tracking. And I should plug in my controller if I actually do plan on playing, which I do plan on playing. I'm sorry, my room is a mess right now. It's not necessarily in the best shape, so these wires do end up getting a little angled. Another thing is general randomizer rule of thumb. Never let the title screen movie play. If you let the title screen movie play, it will mess up a ton of stuff with your tracker, and you don't want that. Alright, so, again, for demonstration purposes, I'm going to play this seed on beginner, and I'm going to talk through my thought process as I am routing and what I am thinking about. And, again, if you're playing a beginner boss hunter race, then yes, you will also play on beginner, but the tournament that will be hosted will be played on crit. Alright, so let's go. You should have your timer set up from your normal randomizer stuff. You do not have to mess with your timer whatsoever. If you do end up messing with your timer, make sure you unmess with it. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Alright. So before we even start, I'm looking at the visit unlocks and where they're placed in the seed, as well as my drive forms. So there's usually downtime before a race starts, unless you're like the last person to ready up. And in this downtime, you really want to make sure you know where your way to the dawns are. Every second visit is locked by a world key item. So, for example, the way to the dawns is the world that never was, because that's Riku's weapon. Sword of the Ancestor, Mulan's weapon, locks LOD2. So on and so forth. The way to the dawns are the only ones that lock the entire world. So you need 2 way to the dawns to do all of the world that never was. This is to prevent people from rushing the world that never was every scene. So, as you can see, we also got a rare instance where we have the double up Promise Charm and Way to the Dawn in Disney Castle. That is a rarity that happens because Disney Castle is one of the few areas where you can get 2 pop-ups on its end of world thing. Alright, so first thing you want to do, obviously, equip your movement, equip your abilities. All of these are very good. Check for accessories and armor. Oh, I'm playing on beginner. I don't need to check for those. Check your Donald weapon first. Make sure that you don't have any limits on your party members, because if you do, that would be very good information to have. We start with the fire and slide dash. That's very good. Okay, so what I like to do when I play Boss Hunter is I like to shotgun the world that never was first. There are only 4 checks here. You don't want to miss these 4 checks because they are very in logic early. The generator does not expect you to do anything in the world that never was until you have 10 visit unlocks, which doesn't actually matter. Actually, ignore what I just said because we have second visit locking, not first visit locking. That's my rando brain talking. So technically, getting to your way to the Dawns is like these 4 checks don't matter, but they do matter. The main reason we're here actually is because we can look at our shadow replacement. Boss enemy rando is 1-to-1 replacements, so I like knowing what my shadow replacements are, and we have strafers this seed. Strafers are okay. They're not necessarily the hardest shadows to deal with, but they can be kind of annoying. They can snipe you. So no matter what you do, you want to make sure that whatever the last roll in your shotgun is where you're going to take down your first boss. There are 2 schools of thought. You either do BC last and you kill the thresholder replacement early, or you do Halloween Town last and you kill the prison keeper replacement early. You do Halloween Town last because you have access to Jack Limit, and Jack Limit is incredibly good. And then BC is just a generally low battle level. Usually, if you do all of your shotguns before BC, you can sometimes take care of what's in Threshold or Arena. Personally, I don't like going into BC early. This is actually a hot take among Boss Hunter runners. That is because that arena is not very easy to navigate. Oh, I'm playing on beginner, that's right. So I should actually death abuse in BC before I continue. So what I like to do is I like to go Halloween Town into Beast Castle. Kill my first boss in Prison Keeper, clear out Oogie, and then I go to Beast Castle to do with whatever's in Threshold Arena. You always want to think about like what direction of the GOA you're going in as well. So because I'm ending, quote unquote ending, my shotgun in Halloween Town, I am going clockwise around the GOA. Did I pick up anything? I'm already, oh yeah, this is what I was thinking of that I didn't do. Okay. If you're going to land in BC, like if that's where you're going to kill your first boss, you want to go counterclockwise around the GOA and actually start in Halloween Town early and stop before Prison Keeper. Something to note is that the enemy replacements in Agrabah can actually be very tricky, especially if you do not have magic to open this stall. I'm going to show you guys how to open this stall without a magic. So what you do is you go in here, you call Aladdin Limit, and then you position Aladdin to be like right here, and then don't lock on any Heartless or anything. And as you can see, that stall breaks, and then you want to leave the room to reset the Heartless spawns, because otherwise you'll get killed. And then you want to pick up this chest. It's a high potion, so it's whatever. I got hit a lot there. You obviously do not want to get hit. Those ghosts will one-shot you on crit. That's kind of why we're playing on beginner for this demonstration, because I feel like there's more important things to discuss rather than death cycling to some of the boss enemy BS that we know and love. So I'm going to teach you guys how to avoid the enemies in this room. So you glide alongside the roof of that cave mouth, pick up this chest, double jump away, and you want to navigate around that platform. From here, you want to go straight. And from here, you kind of want to go like to the right and down. These enemies will always spawn when you pick up that chest, but that's fine. You'll usually have enough time to pick up that chest before you get hit by whatever's there, even if they're core ghosts. In case you did not know, you can push a boo. Pushing a boo makes this go faster, and it skips a cycle. I don't even think I did this properly, actually. Okay, I did. So we actually have the core magic trinity, which is very good. This gives us access to Agrabah too if we ever need it, obviously, but also those are just generally great things to have. Now, there is a strat to deal with every single Heartless combination in this room without Reflector magic. Thankfully, we picked up a Reflect, so we don't have to think too hard. When you get living loans like these, actually, this is actually a perfect example. So in the normal randomizer, if you have a Pride Lands as your starting world, you hold up left and triangle to get the reaction command. But because we're doing other shotguns before this, and because it's boss enemy rando, these guys usually aren't here. That strat does not work. If you get living bone riders like this, actually, there's something even better you can do. They'll use this to spell thing on you, and you just want to spam triangle, and that will usually kill whatever's here. Our focus is on triangle. I don't like that. Oh, another thing. You may notice I'm not picking up experience points for killing enemies. You only get experience points in Boss Hunter by killing bosses. So that's why it's important to like kind of learn the strats for that Pride Lands room, because most of the time you'll be doing it level 1 without many tools. If you go counterclockwise around the GOA, you will have more tools because you'll be landing in Pride Lands later on your way to BC. But because we're going counterclockwise to kind of save time and movement, we do the Pride Lands shotgun early. And again, there's a strat for every single enemy in that room. If you get large bodies, for example, you don't want to use the square combo. You actually want to get to your finisher as fast as possible to knock down the large body. And while the large body is knocked down, you want to keep staggering it with that finisher by not pressing the square button. If you get something like Berserkers, it's a similar concept. You want to use the finisher. You don't want to not use the finisher. Berserkers are the most RNG dependent because sometimes it will just fall out of the Lion Sword combo and kill you. That's just a sad reality of it. Berserkers are the worst enemy you can get in that room. If you get... I'm trying to think what else is like important to know. Those are the two main ones that you need to look out for. Otherwise, you can usually get through most things with these Lion Sword square combo stagger and it will be just fine. Like I demonstrated as well, if you get Living Bone Riders, you can do that. If you get vanilla Living Bones, you have to do the old RNG manip strat, the backup strat. Okay, so we picked up a reflective magnet here. That is huge. The reflect is obviously going to protect us against bosses, and the magnet is also pivotal to clearing out waves of enemies and crowd control, because boss enemy randomizer is a pain. Okay. So we're going to go into DC next. As you can see, I'm going counterclockwise around the GOA. I am skipping Hollow Bastion for now. Hollow Bastion does have limit form, so I do want to shotgun that, but I want to get past Bailey before I think about shotgunning Hollow Bastion. And potentially looking to kill the Demix replacement if I want to go that deep. Yeah, right there, if I was on crit, I'd probably have been dead because the aerial knocker is rude. So, right here I want to explain this a little bit. When you are playing boss enemy rando, you almost always want to get to Minnie's room by exiting through this room. With Moose, we don't crash there anymore, but it's still faster. And depending on your shadow replacement, you can be at risk of dying. So, to just be safe, exit through the gummy hanger here and head back in. And you'll have save warp the Minnie's room. So this is where my tools really play into my routing. Because this is a double visit unlock, quote unquote, with the Promise Charm and the visit unlock being here, I'm actually going to push this. I have Magnet Finishing Leap, and judging by what's here, it shouldn't be that bad. I can also use Mini to use the RC if the magnet finishing loop does not kill. If I did not have magnet, I would not be doing this. Yeah, as you can see, Mini's pearls with the magnet are killing everything before I even have a chance. On crit, obviously, they won't be as frail. I could have also pushed the mouse here. You see a lot of speedrunners push the Mini here. I personally don't like doing that in boss enemy rando because of how hectic it is. You have shadows in the vanilla game here, and shadows are very passive compared to other enemies. This room is always vanilla. You can randomize this room, but the overrides actually cancel the randomizer randomizing this room because, let's be real, you don't want to deal with 4 cards here. No one does. So I'm going to pick up the Way to the Dawn and Promise Charm here. Those are probably the 2 of the most important visit unlocks I can get. The reason I'm calling Promise Charm a visit unlock is because it can actually act as a wild card. So if I hold R1 while leaving a save point, I will unlock the second visit unlock item for that world. So for example, if I wanted to push BC2 this seed, but I didn't want to clear Agrabah for the Beast Claw, I can use the Promise Charm to get into BC2. This makes the Promise Charm a very vital item in Boss Hunter. Alright, and we are done here. We cannot progress to TR because we do not have the Royal Summons from LOD. And the Space Paranoid's next. You may notice that there's no important checks other than the visit unlock in SP. I am still shotgunning it because of action abilities. You care more about action abilities than some of your important checks. Like, I would value a guard break or an explosion higher than a second reflect, for example, because the second reflect will not be as impactful as the finishers in most boss fights. Another thing I think I forgot to mention is that visit unlocks are always on the last story check of the first visit. So that Sword of the Ancestor that's in this world is actually on the hostile program replacement. It's also why STT is not as valuable this seed, because there is no story unlock check there because DC ate it. It gobbled it up. So if you have Magnet and Chicken Little, there is some argument to shotgun town here and stop before the minute fight. However, I'm not going to do that. I do not have Chicken and I'm still level 1. Twilight Town is off in boss enemy rando categories normally because there are no randomized bosses there. It goes for both Boss Hunter and 1 hour challenge. However, Twilight Town does serve as the world to unlock STT. So because STT is just 1 visit with the nominated sketches, you can actually enter that Twilight Town, like that normal Twilight Town portal. And if you hold R1 while leaving the save point, that will get you to nominated sketches. That's how we get around STT not having 2 visits. Okay, so I'm coming up on Halloween Town here. There is some argument to do Bailey before Halloween Town, but I want the experience because I don't know what my Dusk replacement is. So after LOD, we're going to go to Halloween Town, and that's where we're going to encounter our first boss. So this is my personal normal shotgun for boss enemy rando usually. 1 hour challenge is a similar shotgun. I just like doing this because I feel safer with Jack's Limit, and I think Curly Hill is a better arena than Threshold Arena. Oh. Halloween Town actually locks itself. That's very interesting. Okay, so we have to death abuse here. I forgot to death abuse in BC, so that's my fault. Our BC shotgun is going to be a little slow. If you're not familiar with racing in general or death abuse strats, you don't want Goofy out usually because Goofy will parry attacks and it'll be harder for you to get hit. Alright, dancers are here. That's important to know. I think dancers are replacing our driller moles. You want to keep track of where your nobodies are because if you find final form, that's where you level it normally. Okay, so this fight up here, you always dance call this fight. Burn 2 Ethers dance call. So that's what I'm going to do right here. This will get you past every enemy combination here. Even sorcerers. I want to do this to be safe. So the biggest pickup I'm honestly looking for at this point is an experience boost. Experience boost would go crazy. Because you need XP boost bosses. And that gets you a lot of stats. Taking note of where my second way to the dawn is while I'm on my way to this arena is in Prylands. That's actually a very good place for it. We don't have much of the first visit of Prylands left. And Lion Sora can basically deal with any boss in there low tool, including Terra. Okay, we got Axel here. This is Data Axel. So, here's the thing about Data Axel, actually. This is doable. I screwed up, actually. That was my fault. I did not mean to hit him there. So there are a couple of ways you can go about doing this fight. You can spam Jack Limit, or you can do what I'm going to try and do, and I'm going to try and loop him, because I want to demonstrate something real quick. I'm going to demonstrate that boss enemy rando is not perfect, hopefully. Oh my goodness, he is... As you can see, my RC there whiffed, which is why we do this. This arena especially causes the RC for Axel to just sometimes not work. And that's okay. Boss enemy rando is a fickle thing. You're not meant to have enemy rando here. Donald healed me, but I died to the fire pillar anyways. So, I'm going to leave, actually. This is a fight I'd like to handle with more tools. I want horizontal slash. I want, more stats to deal more damage with my dance call. And that's okay. If you die once or twice to a boss and feel like you need to leave, you need to leave. Because that's your judgment saying, I'm going to be here forever if I don't. Because even on beginner, you can get some really nasty bosses. So the reason I'm shotgunning BC here last, again, is because, I plan on doing the threshold replacement here. There is an argument that if you're getting Halloween Town to not do the threshold replacement and pick up all the checks beforehand. This music shouldn't be here. I put this in the wrong music rando folder. Alright, second chance is a pretty big pickup. And once more is unfortunately an STT. Something I'll mention also while we're just still clearing out the last of our shotguns here. Since I looked at STT and realized it had Peter Pan. There are multiple cheese strats that are banned in Boss Hunter. Notably, double negative combo and Berserk horizontal slash do not work. You cannot equip Berserk charge and you cannot equip negative combos. Peter Pan works just fine, and the argument for having Peter Pan still around but not your other cheese strats, like the Berserk Quarry and the double negative combo, you can at least know where Pan is and hunt for Pan if you feel like you need Pan. You can't figure out where horizontal slash or Berserk charge are, or negative combo. Something I should have done before going into the Axel fight, I'm actually going to look at my abilities one more time here before going into Thresholder, just to see what I picked up. Aerial Sweep is not that great. Combination boost is a-okay. Item boost, we got our second chance. Donald Staves, nothing. UVS Tornado Fusion, that's very good. Oh, this seed is not good. Okay, so we have Zexion. Sometimes seeds are like this, where both your Prison Keeper and your Beast Castle replacements are just complete dog water. You want to keep out of Book World for as long as possible. I'm going to try and aggro the bat here. I tried. Try to get the back cry off. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna put me in Book World. So with bosses like Zexion, where you feel like you don't have many tools or the damage to really deal with them, this fire spam strat works really well. I'm gonna try something here. I was too slow. Alright, this is DM. Zexion's DM bugs out in boss enemy arena. This is normal. Oh, I messed up. That's my fault. But it's AS, it doesn't matter. I'm not. I'm actually thankful I'm doing this on beginner. This is rough. Heal Goofy! I needed you to heal Goofy there, Donald! If Goofy healed there, I would have been able to Tornado Fusion and end the fight. So we have to take another DM here because Donald didn't use his brain. Really? Really? Okay, that's unfortunate. That's my fault. If he's going to die. No, he's in the safe circle. That's good. Alright. So as you see, we got experience for killing Zexion. This gets us stats. We didn't get very many stats because we do not have the EXP boost, which is fine. Actually, I should have checked. Yeah, we did not have the EXP boost. That's my fault for not checking keyblades. Always check the keyblades before boss fights in case you have the experience boost. We're now up to level 5. That's another reason I personally prefer Halloween Town over Beast Castle. I really like the experience you get off the Prison Keeper replacement. So as you can see on the tracker right now to the left, we got a hint saying Zexion became Demyx. When you kill a boss, the boss you killed's home arena gets hinted. So we now know what's at the end of OC2. This is actually a great hint. OC self-locks itself as well. And we have access to that technically whenever. And we know that it's dead, actually. We don't have Demix on our card.
I think this'll do the trick.
Also, I'm just gonna throw that out there. On crit, if I died to Zexion there, I would have left and gone Pride Lands next. But because we're on beginner, we managed to just kind of brute force Zexion, so we're gonna keep pushing. We're gonna push all the way up to Darkthorn. Explosion is huge. Okay, here's another thing I'd like to talk about. Knowing when you're getting diminishing returns on chests is super important. Unlike most other rando categories, we're not looking for items in chests, technically. We are looking to kill bosses. So you can actually start skipping chests when you feel like you have everything you need. I'm honestly already at that point. I have a ground finisher, I have horizontal slash, I have a gap closer. I will only pick up chests in worlds that have forms in them now. So HB and yeah, just HB actually. And I guess LOD, but Valor Form isn't necessarily that useful. Marluxia, okay. Did I put Explosion on? I hope I put Explosion on. That would be really dumb if I forgot. Okay, Marluxia. The card will tell you whether or not it's data. We know that this is AS Marluxia, which means we need to mash guard out. If you do not mash that guard out, you will get hit. And this is why a lot of people like pushing BC right here. Yeast Limit, shreds. I can actually do this into double ether. He's doing a DM here, that's okay. We can just kind of glide around to dodge this DM. I'm hoping to get my magic back. Okay, he double DM, that's also fine. Fun fact, you can actually avoid Marluxia's DM here, these pillars, by just standing outside his normal range, because his arena is a lot smaller than his. One time you reflect for right when you throw the scythe to get both reflects out. And that's it. Our level ups are not great. We did not gain any strength or magic on that level up. We only got defense and AP. That's pretty bad. Okay, this menu is super important. So what I like doing in this menu sometimes is I'll throw on an elixir and a mega elixir for safety, because I don't know what this boss is. You are locked into whatever fight this is. If this is a fight you feel like you cannot do, if you are allowed to soft reset out if you die once. Okay, we got Scar. We can handle Scar. I was only able to do that because of beginner, but you can do a similar thing on crit, where you just do a combo into Beast Limit, and Beast Limit will just get the job done. We're going to Pride Lands next. This is where I would have gone normally after probably dying to Zexion. We also got a couple of hints. We now know what is in Marluxia and Scar Arena. Actually, so we know Scar's Geo. This is actually dead. But we are still pushing this because we really, really, really want that way to the dawn. Oh, they're desync. That's not good. I hate hyenas. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness gracious. What? What is happening? Okay, they're synced up now. Weird. Hyenas should not be that much of an issue. We got Master Form there, which is really nice. It's our first form. Master form bullying is actually not banned from the mod pack either. So that is a strat you still can do. So with Grim Reaper, I honestly just like looping him like this, where I throw a Thunder and then I throw a Reflect, because most of the time he'll retaliate. If he wants to. Wow, Magic, and I don't want to burn items here. I do have an Elixir I could use, but I'm not going to. That is unfortunate. Okay, we got some magic level ups. That's good. Our magic stat is actually looking pretty good. So we actually have some options here. I am going to go to HB because I want that limit form. Now I will go as deep as I need to for limit form. Limit form is the best form you can have for boss enemy rando. It trivializes almost every fight. There is a limit form strat for almost every boss. So with these enemies, I know they're going to jump or attack me immediately, so I'm just going to go into this corner and reflect. Understanding enemy AI is also really important. I know those lancers will aggressively attack me every single time, so I know where to position myself, where to reflect, and counter their attacks. Here's Magnera. That's awesome going into this fight. We have Magnera Explosion. We also now know that Blizzard Lord is in Grim Reaper 2 Arena. That's very good information. This gets us nominated sketches. There's not really a good reason to go to STT until we have a boss hinted there. We really, really, really want this, oops. We really want this limit form. I forgot that shop doesn't sell everything, so we actually need to go to the GOA shop before we do the Demix replacement here. Because I ran out of ethers. Matthias told me that glide is faster than the skateboard here. I think it's situational, but usually with level 2 movement, I think it's faster. I'm not too sure on that though. That's just something he told me. Guard break. Okay, wait. Do I? Oh, yeah, I'm looking for a limit form. Duh. Guard break is awesome. There are some bosses where you prefer guard break over explosion. Okay, it's looking like we're not going to get the limit form before hallway fight. So we're going to do hallway fight. Oh, we got the limit form. Nice. Okay. So, I don't need this chest. I don't know why I'm picking up, but I'm happy I did. Reaction boost is a very good ability. I'm not going to equip the guard break yet because it conflicts with explosion. Okay. That fire boost keyway is pretty nice, but it's not as nice as the combo boost. There is some merit to actually doing the Demix replacement here. We can get through this relatively quickly. I also have Wisdom Form. My forms level up quick in boss enemy rando because of the nature of boss enemy rando. Usually hard to level up forms without the experience multipliers being kinder. So I know this guy is going to attack whenever he lands. This guy's gonna do his thing. That's fine. We'll do this next fight. These guys also are aggressive at the start, so I'm going to Reflect Magnet. Unfortunate my explosion didn't reach. Okay, we do not have to worry about whatever the heck is in those chests behind us. Larkscene. Okay, Larkscene is not on the card either. So, something I like to do in these, oh, whoops. Something I also like to do is I like to highlight what bosses I have access to, but, I forgot to do that during this cutscene. Okay. So, for Larkscene, what I like to do is I like to wait until she splits like that. And then wait until she does something again. Yeah, it's perfect actually. Guard, Reflect, Limit Form, Ether Toss, Ars Arcanum, Slap Shot. Weird. Slap Shot, Ragnarok. This should kill. It did not kill. I'm actually very surprised. My stats are not great. I think it was my strength stat that actually dragged me down there. But that's okay. So when Larkscene does this, just do this. She will always aggressively attack you whenever she splits after DM. And the Drive Explosion deals a lot of damage, and then you should be able to mash out a limit, and that should take care of that. I am dumb, and I forgot to go buy stuff in the GOA. So because of that, I actually am going to burn through my Mega Elixirs here, which is really bad. Actually, there's no merit to pushing Sephiroth Arena yet. We got what we came here for. I'm not going to waste resources pushing Sephi Arena when that's a Super Boss Arena. It's almost never worth going to Sephi Arena unless it's hinted. Which means, you know, killing Sephiroth. So looking at our board right now, we actually don't have too much information. Our next best bet is probably OC. Where we're going to go next. We're looking at a couple more level ups before we do the World That Never Was, and then the World That Never Was is just clean house. Good? I'm good. Cool. I can skip every chest in OC if I wanted to. And I think that's what I'm going to do. So, Hades is replaced in boss enemy rando, including the Hades escape. However, you cannot mark Hades off of your card until it auto-tracks, which is when you defeat Hades in OC2. But we at least know that Hades is vanilla. Okay. Alright, so... This. I am highlighting those so I know that they're hinted. I do not have those squares. I should actually be leveling wisdom here, because I'm not doing effort fights. Some more. My wisdom is level 5, so quick running up here is faster because it's a slope. I'll just go wisdom form and quick run up. And this is going to be our first boss. Dark Sword. Okay, this is not that bad. Unfortunately, this is going to give us information we already have, but that's okay. Please. Like doing that into limit form strike Sonic Rave. A lot of the non-org member bosses are honestly pretty straightforward fights. Whenever I do a crit run of these, I show off multiple boss strats. You do want to take care of things like Scar without DM. Scar was a pretty easy boss we took down. I think I went over the most important thing about Marluxia and the large scene, which is fine. Most fights are pretty straightforward. So again, I can skip every chest in OC, and I'm going to do that. I do not need Magniga. I do not plan on pushing Sephi Arena, unless it's hinted. Now, if it gets hinted, and it's something on the card that contributes to a line, that would be very powerful. And the reason that would be very powerful is because we already defeated Demix Replacement. So half of HB2 is already done. Killing the water clones with Wisdom Form here, I believe, is faster than doing the RCs. If you manage your MP properly, that is. Alright, so this fight up here, he appears in two places. He appears here, and he appears at the end of DC. So if we decided to push, Disney Castle for whatever reason, we know that Shaw need replace Pete. That was messy. We now know that Shawnee is past Pete. Past Pete is not on the card. The Pete on the card is TR Pete.
The first to run out of time is the
Oh, which one? Your data. Okay. I'm on beginner, I can't die here. That's unfortunate. So Data Luxord is a really annoying fight in boss enemy rando because he doesn't actually scale properly. His damage scales, but his health does not. So playing the minigame is always the right answer here. And what I like to do is I like to use aerial combos to stagger him, because if you stagger him and force a grounded retaliation, you will always play the minigame or jump. Luxord is honestly a very straightforward boss. Can be a little bit tricky depending on your high jump level. I screwed up, that's my fault. Okay. Actually, this is good. When you screw up like this, and then he does the House of Cards things here, you actually want to kill the card with the clock on it before getting Luxord out of the card, so he doesn't restore time gauge. He restored a lot of time gauge anyways. That's not what's supposed to happen, actually. Slow fight. We messed up. We messed up too many games. It happens. Okay, we should be coming up on the M phase here soon. Going for the M skip on Data Luxord is normally not worth it. Okay, so guard, jump away glide, reflect, double reflect there. Actually, I only did one. That's my fault. For this, I like the pause buffer. Usually on this last one, what I like to do is I like to press X whenever the X shows up instead of the circle. He will fall out of the sky like this sometimes. That's okay. We know Luxord became the experiment. Experiment is... Oh, pass speed is on the card. I missed him. Actually, we almost have a full row hinted. So... Where's the Royal Summons at? A Royal Summons is an LOD. Gross. We have 32 magic. That's about as good as it's going to get at this point. So we're actually going to push the world that never was. On my way into Roxas Arena, I'm actually going to level Limit Form. Our strength stat is what's holding us back right now. It's what is preventing us from effectively trivializing every boss. Oh, that sucks. Well, whatever.
Do you feel it? The moon's power.
This isn't good. Alright, Data Syx. You just don't want him to ever berserk. Otherwise, this will happen. Is he in the M phase already? Okay, he's not. So the unfortunate part about... Oh, you are a troll. The unfortunate part about Solo Arena Data Syx is we don't really have a consistent way to get him out of the M phase. So I'm going to show you how to DM Syx here. Oh, another thing. If you haven't noticed, that Berserk bar is extremely fast. Alright, we're going to minimize how much we have to do this by getting the limit form here. Slapshot R's do not do the finisher. Slapshot Ragnarok for the most damage. He's going to retaliate, and we're going to do this. Okay, so all shall be lost to you. Generally, gliding over him is ideal. You want to stay away from him and stay locked onto him. And you want to keep track of when he lands. And then you want to hit him with magic. This will let you pick up a, make him retaliate, and then you pick up the Claymore. This should be death right here. Very good. Our strength stat is now acceptable. Para gets us to the line. Child Soccer, Syx became Tifa. Okay. That's our middle square, hinted. And that is a square we're definitely going to get. I do not care about anything here, actually. So I'm just going to not pick up chests. Double back here, because I can skip the elevator and it's faster. Cerberus. Another very easy fight that is trivialized by limit form. So you want to jump into him for the reflect. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. There's not even a point in like thundering him, because you just do... I'm gonna wait for him to turn around. And we're going to wait for him to turn around. Oh, we got final form. That's huge. our magic is acceptable. Very interesting seed so far. We know what's in Luxord Arena. It is a boss not on the card that I forgot to look at. Oh, there's Dragoons here. I could have leveled the final a little bit if I wanted to. Let's check for experience boost. No experience boost, that's okay. Put on some more armor for protection. I have the Shock Charm Plus, actually, I believe. Oh, no, that's Seed Bleed from another time. My bad. I want to put on the Full Bloom. Yeah, I do. Ah, it's Experiment. Now I remember. Oh, he was on the card. I just didn't see him. So, with Experiment's opening attack right there, you just saw that I got hit. That will always happen. You're kind of forced to take that hit if you do not mash out a frame perfect dodge roll or aerial dodge. It's just how it goes because of Experiment's positioning. I want to break them apart like this and then guard. Position myself so where Experiment's parts are randomly placed along the map so they don't fall out of bounds. I'm actually gonna let Experiment kill for a little bit and let him reassemble. He will assemble if you wait long enough without spinning him, as you can see. And I'm gonna toss an Ether, Ragnarok. Now level 6 limit, that's pretty cool. Ragnarok. Take a hit here intentionally. Oh. I didn't get enough MP from Ragnarok. That's okay. I'm almost out of limit gauge anyways. Yeah, in arenas like this where the head doesn't get the full hits, you're just gonna have to wait it out. But yeah, in this video, I'm just gonna abuse limit form on every fight and show you how you should have used limit form if you have it. Next video, I think I'm going to not use limit form and play on crit to show you guys other stuff. Okay, Tifa. Ouch. Dies to reflect. She is weak against light magic for some reason. So, as you've noticed, I got a hint for Shadow Stalker when I killed Tifa instead of, like, you know, a Cups hint. That's because certain bosses that are too problematic for boss enemy rando have been replaced by the Final Fantasy fights, so we can have a better time in more randomized arenas and more randomized bosses. We're coming up into the late game here. We're at the 54-minute mark. We're going to do our Zeddikus replacement. Whenever we finish Zeddikus replacement, we're going to get 3 hints for what is at the top of the world that never was, and then we can start chasing lines. This also means that we can use our Promise Charm however we see fit, which honestly, looking at this seed, we might use it to get into Timeless River. Okay, Roxas. This isn't that bad. I want to FNF him because it's faster, I think. I actually screwed up at the end there. I got hit. I would have died on crit. Okay, so we know Heat is Final Zeddikus, Lexaeus is Armor 2, and we know where Experiment is. Okay! We have a hinted line. What is Armored Zeddikus 1, just so I know? Cloud. Okay. So we will not know what's in Genie Jafar Arena, because that's the arena that Cloud is linked to. So let's go to Halloween Town, let's kill Data Axel, and let's go to Halloween Town 2. Get that Experiment We also might have to do LOD, which is okay. If we do LOD, then we don't have to worry about Thomas River too much. We are much better equipped for this right now. Fun fact about Data Axle, because he drains your HP, you get MP Rage and Limit Form, so you can just kind of do this infinitely until you run out of Limit Gauge. And this is a prime example why you should come back to fights whenever you're comfortable with them, and not try and brute force them. Because imagine how much time we just saved instead of butting our heads against Axel. We also know Arms Emnus 2 is an STT now. Oh, Cloud is on the card. I did not see him. Okay. So we actually have a lot of information. Oogie Boogie is not randomized, nor is his arena, because arena is one of the worst arenas in the game.
Nice view from up here. Now you just try dodging this. That's right, away you go. I'll swap you flat.
I'm trying to think where I want to go after this. Given what we know, Melody is probably the correct answer. It's just a matter of where after Elodie. Boss Hunter is 3-line bingo, not just 1 line, so we're technically not in go mode yet. However, if we find where Prison Keeper is, or if we find where Thresholder is, that's huge. Like, Thresholder could just be sitting on Vexen replacement. Which we are going to do. Alright, we have to refresh our story flies because that was the last check in the world. I'm going to do a limit check here real quick. How are we looking, Donald? We have Fantasia, that's nice. We have Tornado Fusion for Goofy, which is also still nice. I'm going to pre-menu Dance Call heading into this fight. You can clear this fight very easily with stats. In case you're not aware, all you have to do is just reflect this first attack and then Dance Call, and all of the children get knocked out. Stop the Dance Call. Yeah, so after this, we're doing Vexen Arena, and then we're doing LOD. Unfortunately, LOD is a long world. It's honestly one of the worst worlds you can get in Boss Hunter. Attack me? That is the wrong limit, but that's okay. So I usually want to pre-menu limits when you do strats like that. I was just not thinking. Oh, I also realized we haven't done SP1 yet. SP1 is another world you usually want to do. We just haven't had a good reason to go to SP, so we haven't done it yet. It also doesn't help that I don't see Larxine's arena hinted here, and we defeated Larxine, so it's probably dead. Okay, hostile program. You can glide in the hostile program here to deal a ton of damage in final form, in case you didn't know. Oh, hostile program is Data Zeddikus. That's not important. So that's 2 out of 3 bosses in SP that are just not useful. What did Larxene tell us? Data Zigbar is there. Okay, yeah. We're not even going to get useful information from SP, it seems like. So we're just going to have to sack whatever Stark replacement is. Okay. We're going to go back in and fight Vexen replacement now. It is Hercules. This is unfortunately not helpful, because Hercules is linked to Hydra Arena. However, it is faster to kill him here because we're on beginner. Oops. Yeah, Thresholder would be the big money maker here, so we're going to LOD next for a guaranteed line. There's an argument to not go LOD here, actually, and to go to BC2 or Twin Lords Arena. And the reason for that argument is because of anti-information. So something you can do is you can metagame your card and think about what arenas have not been hinted and where those remaining bosses could be. However, we don't have Riku or Storm Rider Arena hinted yet, so that also wouldn't be bad. I do not need to pick up any chests here. I do not care about anything, and I will get the Royal Summons off of the Shawn Yu replacement check. It's not even that big of a deal. Yeah, I think after this, we're going to start pushing BC2. We're going to push... Oh, this fight isn't randomized because it doesn't work for some reason. I don't know why. Probably BC2 and Agrabah. Port Royal is another world I personally don't ever like pushing because of how long it is. Some people see merit into it because there's 2 bosses in the second visit. Same with LOD though. They're very equatable in my opinion. Some people will disagree with me, but that's what opinions are for. That's okay. Oh hey, we got the thunder here anyways, that's neat. Okay. I reflected specifically so I wouldn't get hit there, and I got hit anyways. Let's just magnet this. Don't have to worry about any of the chests. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people who have longer seeds, especially when they play beginner bunter, are because of their early game routing. I think, especially if you're playing on beginner, the late game is so straightforward that if you can fight the bosses, it's not that difficult. Unless you get like Terra or a Data or any org member for that matter. But I firmly believe the early game is the hardest part of Boss Hunter. And making sure you route in a way that gives you the most tools for your first boss is the way to go. Alright, we have a wasted minute here. We can kill these rapid thrusters for money, but I don't even think that's worth it. I'm just not going to bother. If I wanted to be efficient, that's what I would do, because it would give me more elixirs. And I do get quite a bit of money from these guys. As you can see, I already have 191 money from just one magnet. But I want to be lazy. Don't be like me. Honestly, I'm starting to wonder if I should push... Yeah, we're in. So here's our plan: LOD2 into Agrabah 2 into BC2. that's going to be our plan of action here. Because those arenas are all unknown other than Sean Yu Arena. We'll also get a hint for what's in TR. With that Royal Summons. This might be a seed where we don't use the Promise Charm at all, actually. That can happen. You can get seeds like that. A lot of worlds self-lock themselves this seed. Yeah, like PR self-locked, OC self-locked. Halloween Town self-locked. And another thing I will note, STT only gives me Barbosa and Prison Keeper with what's left on the card and what's hinted. So the value of STT is actually extremely low with this seed. Sometimes STT has more value depending on what bosses you get on the card and what bosses are in STT and what can't be in STT. This is public information. If you look in the override YAMLs, you can see what bosses cannot be where. Generally, any boss that has an RC cannot be an STT because that would involve Roxas having to do it. And so Yuffie is there. That's Storm Rider replacement. I don't care about that. I'm gonna go do this anyways. Oh wait, where's the where's the sort of? Oh, it's in SP. Wait, okay, we are gonna use the Promise Charm. We're gonna use it right here. So hold R1, go to the garden, refresh my story flags. Please, thank you. Go back in. And now we're in LOD 2 without the second Sword of the Ancestor. That saves us from having to fight a dead boss in SP and pushing a world that also has a dead boss. This is massive. We're in go mode. This actually finishes our seed. And you don't even have to kill the Possessor because of the properties of Riku Arena. Alright, awesome. Very straightforward seed, and Final Fights just finishes us. I will put on elixirs for Final Fights just because I have them. Usually in the late game is when I like equipping my elixirs and make elixirs anyways. This skips straight to Engine Core because the first half of this isn't like, it's an auto-scroller and not fun. Did I not give Riku Ethers? Is that a thing I forgot to do? Oh. Alright, Cloud's about to just get melted here. So back up, so he always opens with that. Then Lixeus. And then TRP. Wait a second. I hope I'm not wrong, and I hope I'm not misremembering something very bad. Oh, I fucked up. Oh, whoops, I swore. Oh well. I messed up. I'm just gonna let him... do that. Okay. Now, there is a chance that this fight isn't completable. if I remember properly. I haven't had eaten here in forever. Please? Ah! It's a different version of Pete than what's on the card. That's perfect, actually. Because, your Pete soft blocks here. And that's it. 1:11:40 RTA, sub 110. If I played a little bit better, we could have gotten sub 1 hour probably, honestly. So yeah, that is my little walkthrough of a boss hunter seed and how to set up boss hunter. If you made it this far into the video, I really appreciate you watching. I know that the back half of this video was very straightforward and kind of boring, but hey, the whole purpose of this video is the early game anyways. So yeah, I will be doing another video with a crit seed showcasing some different strats if you do not have a limit form. Hopefully I will have someone vet a seed for me that just does that. I will also have a video coming out on rando. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. As always, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Hopefully I see you in the boss hunter tournament. Peace out.